Hey guys, FDR Gaming here. I just wanted to put in a little disclaimer right before the start of this video. I'm going to be going through a lot of information based on the new Fortnite updates and patches based on the buildings, the shotguns, and other weapon changes throughout the game. And when I'm going through these statements, in no way are any of them facts. It is just my opinion based on evidence I have collected throughout people talking Epic Games putting out notes in their forum, or just through their patch notes in general. I am just taking all of that evidence and putting it into one video to share my opinion on it. So now guys, let's get into the video, and if you guys like this kind of video, just make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to support the channel, and let's get right into it. Hey guys, FDR Gaming here, and today we're going to be going over some of the recent patches and updates that Epic Games has put out in their game Fortnite. And especially we're going to be looking at the Battle Royale mode in particular. And without any surprise, some of the biggest changes has come from the weapons, more importantly the shotguns and the SMGs, as well as the building. I would say like a little bit of nerfs, but I wouldn't so much as call it as a nerf, and I'll get into that later into the video. But right now, first off, I just want to talk about the weapons updates. Now, the gun that in particular that probably received the biggest change would be the SMGs, especially the silenced SMG. And just last week, the SMG, the silenced version anyway, the damage had increased just a little bit from, I believe, 18 to 20 for the silenced, as well, and I'm talking about the common silenced here, as well as the accuracy increasing. And now this latest patch update that came out today, it being Wednesday, the SMG got even +2 more damage on it. So now it does 20 base damage for the common, as well as a 10% increased accuracy. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you really think about it, this is a common weapon that is suppressed, so you have no idea where the shots are coming from, and it can take somebody down in 5 shots. And now that the accuracy is increased this much, almost every single shot is going to hit, and when it's rapid fire like this gun is just completely overpowered. These SMGs were overpowered to begin with after last week's patch, but now they're even more meta, and they're going to be used so much more throughout the game, even with just their common, uncommon, and rare rarities. And even with the tactical SMG holds more bullets in the clip, as well as it shoots faster, and it has even increased accuracy rather than the suppressed one. And now it does even more damage as well. So now these ones, they were already a melting machine. They would just completely take out somebody in a matter of seconds, and now they do it even faster, which just is mind-boggling to me. I don't know why Fortnite is trying to take their weapons that are already like OP and trying to buff them even more, as well as nerfing their other like close range OP weapons. And that's how we move into shotguns. Now shotguns obviously were, for the longest time, the main weapon to use in close quarters. There was the double pump, then there was the pump tac meta, then the double heavies. Every single combination of shotguns you could ever think about has been a part of the close range meta for this game. Now, a big problem that I believe Fortnite had originally with these shotguns is when they released the epic and legendary shotgun, the heavy shotgun, it did not have the biggest damage output or the crit damage, and that I believe was probably one of the biggest mistakes on their part. And one way they could have fixed this is just up the headshot damage, so then it could match the pump shotgun with the 200 headshot damage. But instead they decided to nerf the tac and the pump, so now they both do less damage as well as doing less headshot damage. So now the heavy does do the most damage, which is great. It should, because it is the legendary and epic versions. But now no shotgun crits 200 to the head, which when you're getting all of these 7s, 8s, and 9 headshots from close range with these shotguns, you have to wonder why they're not giving you the 200 headshot. Because sometimes you'll be in a fight and you'll hit the perfect blue pump headshot to them, and it'll only do 170 damage. And then you'll hit them again with the pump, and it'll only do 9 damage. And then they still have 21 health left. And in that time, they were able to hit you twice, and they got all of your 200 damage off. And that is just ridiculous to me. If you hit a perfect headshot with close range with any shotgun, it should be a 200 damage, no matter the rarity, no matter the type. It should just always have that damage, because that is a full shotgun blast to the face. And I don't care how realistic this game is or it isn't, that should kill you. And even with these damage buffs and these damage nerfs for the shotguns, I wouldn't really call the heavy shotgun a damage buff because it didn't get changed at all. But now they have an ammo slight nerf. It doesn't sound like a lot, but now they've moved the stacks of and the piles of the shotgun shells. They no longer do 5 shells, they only give you 4. Now this doesn't seem like a lot, but when you really think about it, that's only half of a tack clip, and it's not even a full pump clip. So if you shoot out a full pump clip in a fight, you're not even going to have enough ammo in the next one, because you only have 4 shots. And that is just mind-boggling to me, how these close-range weapons now are just, they don't want this game to be close range. Which is really weird when you think about the latest building updates that they've added to the game. And I'm going to talk about those a little bit here. A lot of people have seen that the llamas had decreased materials in them, having people be able to build a lot less, as well as remote explosive doing a lot more building damage, so then they can take down structures easily. That just really, I wouldn't say it negates the part of building. I wouldn't say it moves it at all. If Fortnite is going the approach that everybody thinks they're taking, because they put out on their forum that they're going to keep adjusting building in order to move in other like counterplay tactics, I don't think they're getting rid of building overall. Instead, they're just moving away from the classic method that everybody, like the classic noob strat that the noobs have been using since day 1 of the game, which is just building a 1x1 and turtling for the rest of the game. Because then it's not even Fortnite anymore, it's just RNG and who can get the zone. If you just sit there in a corner and just wait for the zone to come to you before you move, you're not playing Fortnite. All you're doing is just sitting and letting your console or PC run before other people come find you. This game is supposed to be a lot of fast-paced action where everyone goes out and finds each other in order to try to kill each other. And just turtling and sitting there is not the way to do it. And that is what I believe that they're trying to get rid of here. That's why they also nerfed the explosive weapons, because they didn't want people turtling as much. Which, when you really think about what they did with explosives, it wasn't even that bad. And I can talk about that later too. But they just want to have people move away from these turtling methods. They don't hate build fights at all. They really love build fights. They love that people are getting skilled at this game. They love that there's that skill cap. But right now, even with that slight skill cap with the outbuilding, with people just sitting there and turtling, the skill cap almost goes away, because people can just camp the whole game and then get wins. But they want this to be a skilled game, because this is moving into a competitive field, and you need to have skill to win, and therefore you need to know how to build. So if they do take away the amount of harvesting you get from like destroying trees, destroying like crates or anything like that, if they like decrease the material count from those, that won't be necessarily nerfing building. It's only going to be nerfing building for those people that like to sit there and turtle, because they don't know how to harvest. They don't know how to go up to those trees and know which ones are going to give you only 25 wood and which ones are going to give you 60 wood. They don't have that skill yet, and therefore they don't know how to build yet, and this is all that's going to affect them. Because us out there that know how to harvest and know how to farm up materials, it's not going to affect us as much, because we're just going to end up harvesting more. They're going to take away the amount you get from harvesting in order to increase the amount of time people use harvesting in the game, so then you can have your building materials. They're not just going to like take away building altogether. When they say that they might decrease the material cap, they're not going to move it down from 1,000 down to 250. They're maybe might move it down to 750 or 700. That might be the maximum that they move it down to. Like, there's no way they move it down to like 500. That's just not enough in the game. Fortnite was always a game built around this building mechanic, and without it, they just don't have a game anymore. So they won't get rid of it. It will never happen with Epic Games. They will never just take away the building aspect from this game, because that is why everybody fell in love with this game. And everybody out there that is clickbaiting and saying that building is dying and therefore Fortnite is dying, all they're doing is looking for views in a way to scare everyone to not play this game anymore. And when you really think about it, Fortnite could really nerf building as much as they want, because they've got thousands, if not millions of people hooked on this game. And it doesn't matter what happens to this game, because we're all going to still play it. Fortnite might be dying off a little bit. There might be a little dip right now, but the start of Season 5, Fortnite will peak again. And that will just keep happening over and over for the next couple of seasons, probably until Season 7 or 8, when like the next COD game comes out and all of like the Fallout games come out, the Battlefield, like when those come out, Fortnite might take a little bit of a dip, but then people will come back. I know they will. People love this game. People they have us hooked on this game. It's like a drug for us. We love it. And therefore, they could change the game up as much as they want. They're just trying to keep it fresh and interesting, and we're still going to play it. A lot of us hated the explosive nerf at first, but it doesn't even affect the game that much. When have you ever been in like a 1v1 situation at the end of a game and needed more than 13 rockets in your rocket launcher? If you need more than 13 rockets in your rocket launcher, you don't have skill in the game, and you should just completely not use a rocket launcher in general. It should not take you more than 5 to kill somebody. And that's just, those are just my opinions. None of these are like based off of fact on anything Epic has said. They've never like released any new information on what they're doing with building or their future with the weapons and their balances. They're just trying to balance out everything right now and trying to see what works. It's like the traps. The shotguns might be nerfed right now, but they're probably not going to stay this way. They did the same thing in the traps. They moved it down to 75 damage, and now it's back up to 150, and they're amazing. They just want to test things out because they have a huge follow base right now, and they know that they can test out these things, and all of us are still going to be playing it. That's the video, guys. I hope you can really listen to a lot of these ideas and really consider what we have to say, because Fortnite is not dying in any aspect. It might have a little bit less viewership on Twitch and YouTube. It might have a little bit less new players or a little bit less consistent players, but that happens at every game. This game is almost a year old now. It's just the lifespan of games. It's inevitable. But overall, Fortnite, for me at least, I won't stop playing it for the rest of the summer, and even into next school year. I'll still be playing it. I'll still be loving it. I'll start streaming it. I'll even make more videos on it, and this game's not going anywhere. So if you guys like this kind of video, you guys want to see more Fortnite videos in the future, just make sure to leave a like and make sure you guys are subscribed, because right now I don't have a lot of subscribers and I kind of want the support on the channel. I know I'm getting a lot more views than I used to be getting, and that's huge to me. It makes me very happy, but I need the support on the channel, so just give me that subscribe, and it doesn't cost any money. It's completely free. You guys know that. So why not just support a guy and help a guy out as he tries to grow his YouTube channel. I'm FDR Gaming here, and peace out. I'll see you in the next one.